So I believe this is a welcome back to another video point. It is roaring out here, the wind. I think it's only 25 knots, so it's not the most we've ever been in, but still a lot. I'm getting anxious to be in here though. I've been here almost a week now at Great Harbor Key. Wind's coming straight out of the north, should be all day. It's at 25 knots now. Later it should die down to 15. So I'm going to get this anchor pulled up like a madman, and we'll see if we can't sail up in and around, and then the rest of the way will be downwind, which should be pretty nice sailing. Maybe still a little rolly, but I've got the main already set to the second reef, so I've got it tied down. I'm gonna get the engine kicked on, and then we'll probably reef the jib as well, just because this is a lot of wind to be in. So I'm gonna get you tossed on the head cam and we will get going. It's a little cold this morning. The anchor after much fighting it, but it's kind of crazy how much of a heel we have already, and I have no canvas out. So I'm gonna try to get up towards the channel, make sure my approach is looking good, and then we'll probably let a little bit of the jib out. But it's gonna be an interesting day. I'm kind of excited though. It should be fun. So we're going along well here, probably doing 5 knots, and I had originally planned on hooking around the north side of the Berries and going around kind of the coast, but as I was looking at the chart closer while I was out here, it turns out there's a cut over off Chub Key, I believe it's what it's called, down on the southern end, and it's an extra 3 nautical miles as far as distance goes, but it saves me from trying to go 5 to 7 nautical miles north into the wind. So I think all in all it'll probably be a little faster and more comfortable route. There should be less boats and obstructions as well to navigate around. So it's pretty rolly out here. We still got great wind though, and the boat's just, you know, we're flopping all over the place, but it's a comfortable, you know, it's a safe, the boat's doing well. So I usually try to avoid rougher days like this, and I know this isn't even rough in the grand scheme of things, but it's fun, you know, give me something to do. So I'm gonna probably go down below for a bit and try to scrounge up some food, and yeah, we'll just keep sailing. Looks like it's gonna be a long day. We should be getting there right around sunset, but I will touch base with you later. It's a little rocky in here. So I'm just sitting here having a great time, kind of distracted by my phone, and all of a sudden, you maybe can't tell now, but I'm soaked. A big nice wave came over and just gave me a needed shower. So now it's cold out here again, but either way, I'm still having fun. Heading's well, doing 5 knots. The swell seems to be dying down a little bit, or maybe I'm just getting used to it, one or the other. But yeah, all is well. It is 2:45. We are going 6.5 knots and just now passing through the Northwest Channel, I believe is what it's called. And so it's a narrower cut, maybe less than half a mile. So it should be easy to pass through. I am not much going on, so it's hard to give you all updates. Pretty uneventful sail. I'm just sitting here reading. I just started Fahrenheit 451. Pretty good book so far. After ending George Orwell's The 1984, this is both of them get you thinking a lot. So, anyways, and the water's nice and blue. Real pretty out here. Solar panels are working great. Battery's all charged up. That's all I got for you. Hopefully something eventful will happen, and a good eventful, not breaking the boat eventful, and I will update you later. So I'm currently sailing in 25-30 feet of water, but I'm just coming up now on a drop, and the chart shows it goes from 30-40 foot all the way up to 1,000 feet deep, and then past that it goes 2,000 to 3,000 feet deep. And I'm hoping you can see this on the video, but over here it's almost a wider color of the water, and here it's just super dark blue. Probably can't see it that way with the glare, but right there you can see blue all the way to dark blue. There's like a line that cuts through it. It's pretty interesting. is 5:45 here, doing 5.5 knots, and we are just pulling up on, I believe it is called Chub Key here. There's like a resort and a marina. It sounds like the island itself is pretty much closed off to the resort guests, or if you're part of a club. But either way, there's an anchorage we are 0.9 nautical miles away from. We're just gonna try to tuck in there kind of along the beach. And it looks like it should be fairly well protected from the winds we're expecting out of the northeast. Should be about that direction, right behind the island. So we will get motored in there soon. I'll drop the sails. We'll get as close as we can just for fun. And we'll tuck in there for the night, and then just keep an eye on the weather and see what tomorrow's gonna hold, you know? Well, good morning. Chose a beautiful spot here. The wind died most of the night, so really we just set in place. Didn't need to let out as much chain as I did. I think I showed you the bottom earlier, but look at that. This is definitely the prettiest water I've seen so far in the Bahamas. So it's a beautiful morning. We're gonna get the anchor pulled up, and there's not a ton of wind, so we'll have a hard time sailing, but we'll probably motor over to Bird Key is what it's called. I think it's about 5 or 6 nautical miles to the anchorage there. We'll tuck in on the north side and see. I hear rumors there is another abandoned mansion on that island. So if you can't tell, I like exploring abandoned things. We're gonna go check that out if we can, and hang out there for the night. So I've dropped anchor here off of Bird Key. It is very shallow. If you can see where it turned white, that's a sandbar, and right here is a sandbar as well. So tucked in the channel here. Should be fine. There's not a ton of wind expected. This should be the most of it right here, which is nothing. So we're gonna see if we can get the kayak tossed in the water and sneak over onto the island there. Right there is the mansion, but my research did not show that all of this is new and built. There's like a resort coming in, so not sure if they're going to let me go over there and check out the mansion. I flew the drone and it still is. It's kind of separated, so we will see. But if we get asked to leave, then obviously, you know, we got to do that. But yeah, we'll get the kayak tossed in the water and head on over. So you can see I'm not very far from the boat and already in just a couple feet of water. So thankfully we're not going to be here long or riding out any storms, but trust the charts, and it led me right there. So cool. So it's the end of the day here, pretty much. The GoPro ended up dying while I was over on the island. But you got to see everything. The one thing I didn't get to see was the peacocks. I'd heard online, reading an article about the place, that they had left their pet peacocks on the island when they abandoned it, and people still can go there and see them. So I didn't see them. They say you can hear them at night though, so maybe we'll hear them screeching tonight. It'll be kind of cool. But I did a little swimming around the area just to check it out. Got some dinner cooking up now, and then we'll tidy the boat up, and plan is to leave early in the morning and set sail for Nassau. So hopefully that is where I will touch base with you in the morning. Well, it is the next morning. As you can tell, the sun is up. It's not supposed to be. I set my alarm for 5 a.m. so I thought, and I've woke up, it's 8 o'clock. So I got plenty of time to get over there before the sun sets. Just was hoping I'd get there a little sooner than this. So I'm gonna get some breakfast, and then we'll set sail pretty quick here and get on our way. So as far as fishing goes, I've been using a trolling line behind the boat, and I had bought these 3 little like squids. They're maybe about 3 inches long with a hook in the middle and a wire lead. at a garage sale for $1 a piece. And I'd been using those and having great success catching fish, but I've lost all 3 of them now overboard. I'll reel the line in at the end of the day and they're no longer there, put the new one out. So I'm out of those, should have brought more. But what I did last night is tried making this jig here, and we'll see if it works. I'd met a guy before who said he used paracord, which is all this is. Paracord wrapped around a hook, and then I had this wire leader things, but I figured it should work, you know, for this. And so we're gonna toss this out on the trolling line and just see if we have any success with them. I feel like it looks squid-like enough. It's not super big, but I will touch base with you later if we catch any fish. It is several hours later, 1 o'clock now. I'm doing 4.5 to 5 knots. I've been down below the past couple hours. I've edited 2 YouTube videos for y'all, so kind of a fun way to kill some time out here. But we're doing well. We're pointing towards, I mean, I can see Nassau now. You probably can't. It's off on the horizon, I think like 8 to 10 miles. But we're on the wrong side of it. I want to go to, I think I'm coming towards the west side, and I want to be on the east side. And so we'll keep going a little longer, and then we'll probably tack. It's only 1 o'clock. I'm making a little better time, even waking up late. So we'll keep cooking along and probably extend tack. And we're trying to get to like the main, I don't know what you call it. My brain's foggy right now, but the main channel or entrance where all the cruise ships go and everything, there's supposed to be an anchorage there. That way we can have shore access too. So life is good, things are well. It's a beautiful day. It's not too cold, not too warm. I'm a happy guy. I'll let you go and touch base with you later. Well, things have been better. I tried to cook some ravioli, like canned ravioli for dinner. And of course made a mess in the microwave, and then by the time I get it back here behind the helm to eat, I drop it and there's like the red tomato sauce everywhere and all over me. So then I go down to clean that off myself and find one of my clear jerry cans I had in the bathroom. That's where I keep some extra water there on the floor. Had fallen over and the handle somehow broke. It's kind of a fluke accident, and then there was 5 gallons of water just floating around and on the bedroom floor. And then, yeah, it's just one thing after another. It's all minor stuff, but whenever you put it all together, it's just like, come on, man. I mean, you can hear the sails are flopping, they're not happy. Oh, one more thing that went wrong. So I tried to go up to the main port here in Nassau, where all the cruise ships are, you know? And I was doing well. I was headed up. I was making a nice tack that way. And as it always goes, when I get ready to tack again, the wind shift, and it's coming like directly the direction I need to go. It's like, what the heck, you know? I spent 2 hours getting up there, and the wind's picking up, the seas are picking up. Like I said, my sails are very unhappy. So I'm just headed back to that anchorage I kind of talked about earlier for the storm anchorage. Just because I'm tired of this. I said, screw that. We're just gonna go there. There's no shore access or nothing, but we just need to find some calm waters and drop the anchor and be done. Sometimes sailing is fun, and sometimes it just gets on your nerves and sucks, but you're all the way out here. It's not like you can just, oh, I give up, you know? You gotta power through and dream about the anchor being on the bottom in warm, dry clothes in bed after drinking a hot chocolate. That's what pushes me through. I will see you later. Wish me luck. Well, that is going to wrap it up for this week's video. Appreciate you guys tagging along for the adventure. We sailed from Great Harbor Key down to Chub Key, and then over to Bird Key, check out the mansion, and then all the way down to Nassau, and ended up dropping anchor there on the west side of the island. There's Anchorage that looked like it was going to be a great spot to ride out these winds that we had coming through, but as we will see in next week's episode, it ended up being pretty rolly and not quite as fun as I thought it would be. But big shout out to all the Patreon subscribers, everyone who's been contributing for the adventure. I really appreciate each and every one of you. Your contributions are helping extend this trip past my original estimations and budgets, and so big thanks to you all. And that's going to wrap it up here. I look forward to seeing you in next week's video.